Fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Bostic Sugg Furniture, East Coast Grading, Angus Grill, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, and by Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome live in Clearwater, Florida for the 2021 American Baseball Tournament. The Pirates will open up play tomorrow sometime around 12:30 in the afternoon here at Baycare Ballpark as East Carolina gets set as the number 1 seed. The Pirates will take on the 8th seed, the Memphis Tigers, in that first game for East Carolina. That will be, as we said, sometime around 12:30 in the afternoon. The first game tomorrow is Cincinnati and UCF. Bearcats as the 4, UCF as the 5, and that is a 9 a.m. start. So all 8 teams in the American will play on the first day coming up here in Clearwater. We've got a good show for you planned in the next hour. We're going to talk all kinds of Pirate baseball live from Clearwater. Head coach Cliff Godwin is scheduled to be with us momentarily. They have just wrapped up practice. The Pirates took some batting practice inside the cages here in Clearwater, then took a round of infield that started about 11:40 and wrapped up just about 2 minutes ago. So they're just going off the field right now. So we're going to round up Coach Godwin coming up in just a second. As we said, what this tournament is basically 2 double elimination tournaments. You got 4 teams on one side of the bracket playing in double elimination play, and 2 teams on the other side of the bracket, and the 2 survivors will play a 1-game winner-take-all championship game that is scheduled for noon coming up on Sunday. And we were here several years ago. Weather played a big part of the story all week. The weather this week is expected to be just like today. It's about 90 degrees right now, expected to get hotter throughout the week. It is bright sunshine, and it's going to be a great week of weather, great week to be at the beach. But if you're playing baseball at the beach, it may be a little more difficult. Coming up later on this afternoon at 3 o'clock, the official awards for the American Athletic Conference will be announced. Several Pirates are up for some of those honors, so we won't be able to get any information about that until 3 o'clock coming up this afternoon. But as we said, we're waiting for Cliff Godwin, the head coach of the Pirates. What we'll do right now, we'll take our first commercial break of our show, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we can get him on first, and then we'll go from there here from Clearwater. We'll take a break right now. Back with more on The Brian Bailey Show after this.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust. Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Seared Chop House is Greenville's newest restaurant and the city's only true chop house. We combine a remarkable menu with an unrivaled atmosphere. Seared, a quality-driven experience highlighting a thoughtful approach to locally sourced ingredients and hearty, flavor-rich cuisine. We're firing up the grill at Seared, Greenville's only true chop house. Come see us, Fire Tower Road at Bells Fork or SearedChophouse.com.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your Wild Cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in zero sugar. That's what I like.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-bread and hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
This is ECU basketball coach Joe Dooley, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back live to Baycare Ballpark in Clearwater, Florida. The 2021 American Baseball Tournament starts tomorrow for East Carolina around 12:30 in the afternoon. The Pirates has the top seed taking on the Memphis Tigers. And East Carolina coach Cliff Galvin joins us live right now. And, Coach, you guys just wrapped up practice. How'd practice go today?
It was good, just really short. You know, you have 30 minutes you can hit in the cages or on the field. We hit in the cages, took a couple rounds in there. Then you get the 15 minutes out on the main field. So took some ground balls, took some fly balls, did some double cuts, and guys looked like they were bouncing around. So was happy with what we did.
First time we've seen you since you clinched the American Regular Season Championship. I know that's a big honor for this team. Team's worked so hard. I haven't seen you since the GPA came out. And that's what I asked on the air the other night was, can you imagine the pressure of playing for Pirate Baseball if you make a B? Because you bring the whole team GPA down, but you got to be very proud of that.
Super proud. You know, there's going to be some individual awards that come out later on this afternoon, but the two awards that I'm most proud about is the Regular Season Championship Trophy and the 3.69 team GPA, because people have no idea what we had to go through when you're preseason pick to win the conference. Everybody's gunning for you. You're playing 4 games in 3 days, 4 nines, which everybody had to go through that. But when you're considered the top dog, I mean, everybody's shooting for you. So I'm super proud of the consistent body of work our guys did, and the GPA is outstanding.
You wrapped up the championship and you dropped to South Florida. I know you're really upset about that. What did you see in that? Because to me, psychologically, that had to be very difficult, you know, to try to bounce back with those games.
Well, you know, in 19, we were at Wichita State when we clinched, and we played like we were zombies on that Saturday, and we lost. And then really the reason we won Sunday's game is because Wichita State gave it to us. But we never played great the next 2 weekends, and it's just tough. It's tough, and I should have played some guys that don't get a chance to play. The day after, I've learned from my mistakes. So next time we clinch a regular season championship, guys that don't get to play a lot will be on the field.
Well, who have you seen from your team since then? What have you guys been able to do? Take a couple of days off and maybe then get ready for the tournament?
We have not a couple of days off. We had a travel day on Sunday. So, guys, we let them sleep in, breakfast. We worked out at a gym in Tampa, got on the bus, went to Mellow Mushroom, had a long, good, late lunch, and we couldn't check into the hotel till 4. We had a team meal last night, and the guys got off their feet. So no practice yesterday and a very short one today.
You've had a lot of success here in Clearwater Championships in 15 and 18. What do you like about coming down here for the tournament?
Well, number one, the way the people treat us, the Phillies do an unbelievable job. The grounds crew, everybody is so hospitable. Of course, we stay at a really nice hotel, which our guys aren't going to go on the beach till we win a game down here because they look tired last weekend. So it's not punishment. I told them, I said, hey, look, it's me trying to help you guys. And once we win a game, then we'll have an hour out there on the beach like we normally do.
What was the game they played that one year when you didn't play very well in the tournament? Spike ball or something like that?
Yeah, well, I'll blame that on Wes Covington. I hope Wes listens to this. And I told him we went 0-2. I said there would never be another spike ball thing out here on the beach.
The other thing I think about Clearwater, I think when the first year I came down, you just don't realize the sun here. You don't realize just how warm it is. And I remember I forgot to use sunscreen. And the next day when we get ready to do an interview, you just absolutely ripped me. You're like, what are you thinking? And I thought, I had no idea, but I've learned from my mistakes. Melissa has taught me very well since then, and I've got the sunscreen on today. But it's warm out here.
Thank God for Melissa, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying for 8 years now.
Yeah, it is. Actually, the weather's supposed to be beautiful this week, and we've been down here before where it's 95 degrees, and this week it's going to be in the mid-80s, I think. So our guys will still need to hydrate, but looks like the forecast is great.
What do you remember about this Memphis team from the sweep earlier in the year?
I told somebody earlier today, it's so long ago, we got to watch the video on the pitchers. The guy that's starting against us actually pitched in relief against us one of the games, so I don't even remember the innings he threw, so I got to go back and watch video. But they're a different team now than they were earlier in the season.
Tyler Smith gets the start in Game 1?
Tyler Smith's getting the start in Game 1. I'm not sure how long he's going on short rest, but he feels good, and he'll go as long as he can, then we'll go to the bullpen.
And then if you win Game 1, and even if you lose Game 1, is it all about matchups after that?
Well, we got to see how guys feel, because if you lose Game 1, then you're starting to, you put Gavin on short rest, and, he would be an option, but I'm not 100% sold on that. If we win, then he would be on normal rest, and Carson would be on a short day rest. So we'll just, talk to Coach Dietz, talk to Coach Knight, see how the guys feel, and we'll go from there.
How do you feel about the regionals right now and the chance to host?
I don't know, call the NCAA. Our body of work's pretty good. We didn't help ourselves the last 2 games, but we'll come out here and compete, see what happens.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Championship week in the American. It's always a good time, isn't it?
It's awesome, and it's championship baseball, playoff baseball, which is always a unique time. So our guys will be excited to play tomorrow.
The awards come out from the American at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so good luck to you and good luck to the Pirate baseball team, because you guys accomplished a lot this season, the American regular season champs, and hopefully we'll add to that championship trophy case this week.
Yeah, hopefully. The individual awards, like I said, I trade those in for, punching a ticket to go somewhere else. So we're happy that our guys have performed at a high level, but at the end of the day, they're all team awards.
Let's win a championship this week, and we'll come back and celebrate in Greenville at the regionals. How about that?
Hey, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
That's good. Cliff Godwin joining us live from Clearwater. We'll take another commercial break and be back with more on this edition of The Brian Bailey Show, live from Clearwater, Florida, after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and this is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, north of the airport on Highway 11 in Greenville. The Pirates remain in Florida today after splitting a 4-game series with USF over the weekend, and will now get ready for the AAC tourney tomorrow in Clearwater. The number 1 seed Pirates will take on the 8th-seeded Memphis Tigers in Game 2, 45 minutes after the first game between UCF and Cincinnati, which starts at 9 a.m. ECU is 38-13, 20-8 in conference play. ECU football has picked up receiver Tyree Sanders from Virginia Tech in the transfer portal. Major League Baseball now. The Orioles dropped a 6-5 decision to the Nationals. Kyle Schwarber, number 8 for Washington. Patrick Corbin, the win. He's 3-3. Baltimore has lost 6 in a row. The Braves beat up on the Pirates 7-1. Austin Riley, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs for Atlanta. The Yankees got by the White Sox. The final was 5-4. Aldous Chapman gets the New York win. He's 4-0. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is former ECU baseball player and mayor of Greenville, PJ Connolly, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
Florida today, Baycare Ballpark. They changed the name of it. Was Spectrum Field. Now it's Baycare Ballpark. In Clearwater, Florida, they're mowing the grass right near us. If you hear some of the mowers, that's what that noise is. This is the home of the Clearwater Threshers, as part of the Philadelphia Phillies organization. They do a lot of their minor league stuff down here, and they've got some extended minor league training going on as we speak. And getting into this place today was an absolute nightmare because of COVID protocols, but usually it's really easy. Usually there's a gate that's open. I know which gate it is, and you just slip right in and go right through, but that's not the case this year. Corey Glore joins us. He is the voice of the Diamond Pirates at East Carolina. Does a great job as the voice of the Pirates for baseball. And Corey, first of all, you've been out here for a long time this week. How's the week been?
It's been good. A lot of Florida sun here, a conference championship, and now getting ready to start the run here in Clearwater. The weather's been good. It's going to stay good here this week. I'll take this over the previous trips we've had down here.
I've been doing voice work for a long time, but I can't get my voice to sound like yours. You have like AAA batteries you have to put in your throat box, because you got a great set of pipes, as they say.
Thank you, especially coming from you. That means a lot. I do power down at night. I have to learn how to conserve. Once I hit about 8 o'clock at night, I'm done. So, but no, this is the voice that I've been given. My father has a similar voice back home, and I've used this to some effectiveness, I feel, over the years.
Yeah, I think you have. I think you've got a chance in this business. Most certainly. East Carolina taking on the Memphis Tigers in the first game. Let's go back to the South Florida series, because I just had Cliff Gobbin on, and I asked him psychologically how hard it was to clinch the championship and then play 2 more games, and the Pirates lost both of those games and really didn't play like the Pirates have played all season long. What did you see from the broadcast?
I saw a team that looked pretty flat, to be honest, to end that weekend, and it was strange because everyone knew that they could have won the conference championship over that weekend, but I don't think anyone expected it to happen Thursday. Didn't expect it to happen that quickly, but you sweep the doubleheader, and then Cincinnati sweeps theirs against Tulane. Suddenly they've won a title, and so there was seemed like a pretty natural letdown, especially that Friday game, and then Saturday started off well, but just seemed like once the game started unfolding, kind of fell back a little bit more. So, yeah, there were 2 very different teams to close out that weekend at USF.
The official awards come out at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and so we can't, you may be privy to the information. I'm privy to some of it. Can't really talk about those yet. But really, when you look at this East Carolina baseball team, there are some definite candidates for some of these awards, aren't there?
Oh, totally. I don't know if there are not too many pitchers that have been better than Gavin Williams across the country, and there have been a few good arms here around the league, but nothing's matched what he's been able to do. So if he's not pitcher of the year, I'd be very surprised. In fact, what Connor Norby's done this year has been player of the year contention. We're going to see a guy tomorrow, and Hunter Goodman is probably in that mix as well for Memphis. But what those two guys, and then the supporting cast beneath them as well. Like, we know a lot about some of the guys in the lineup, and with Francisco doing what he's done, and Agnos coming on here in conference play, they might get some accolades as well. Some of the bullpen guys too, because it's been a pretty strong bullpen. But this has been, this team is going to have probably a lot of accolades coming its way here in a few hours, and it's deserved.
What do you like most about this team? Because we all get a chance to cover them, and I feel like on the TV side, maybe I get a chance to cover them more than most, and maybe most media folks. But you guys that are there day in and day out. I mean, you see everything. You get a chance to hit practices. You get a chance to see batting practice, which I've always thought is one of the true joys of sportscasting, is to watch batting practice. But what do you like the most about this team?
I think on the field they can beat you in so many different ways. Where a few years ago, that super regional team, it was a lot of power that kind of predicated the offense, but the pitching wasn't as deep as this year's pitching has been. Offensively this year, they got some mashers, but they also, when they put pressure on with the running game, then they can really cause a lot of problems. We saw that against USF to start off that series. But off the field, being able to be around these guys now, it's been a little bit because of COVID reasons. Now I can be around them. It's just an incredibly great group to be around, and I hope people understand just the group that's here, not just really good on the field, but they're just really great people to be around. So whatever happens moving forward this year, wherever some of these guys go after this year, whether they're coming back or not, there's a lot to really like just people-wise from what this team is this year.
And the amazing stat, the 3.69 GPA, and I asked Cliff this question too. I said, imagine being on this Pirate baseball team and making a B. Because you're going to bring the whole GPA down by making a B in a subject. But, I mean, he laughed about it like you did. But it's kind of funny, really, because there's so much pressure on these guys to do well in the classroom.
I'll tell you what, I already wouldn't be able to succeed playing baseball with this team, and I wouldn't be able to succeed classroom-wise either with this team. Cliff has treated this so seriously from the very first time he got on here, from what he did as a player here academically and as well as on the field. It means a lot to him to make sure that these guys are student athletes, in that order, and then great men on top of it. So the fact that they just keep on building this resume academically, that's a lot. I think that's great for parents of prospective Pirates coming in as well. It's just like, we're not just worried about your kid playing baseball here. Like, we want them to be great people and want them to be academically strong and lead this program in so many different ways. It's such a multifaceted program now that Cliff Godwin's helped build over the last couple of years.
Pirates take on the Memphis Tigers coming up in the second game tomorrow. What do you remember about the Memphis series from earlier this year?
That it was tougher than a 4-0 series win would lead you to believe. The Pirates had to walk off in one of those games. There was a great pitcher's duel to end that series as well. Since then, Memphis has really taken a slide back, especially offensively. They have really good pieces to their lineup surrounding Hunter Goodman, but they've all really stumbled here by and large in conference play. So Memphis played them about as tough as they played anybody during the course of the season. They're going to give this team another really good shot here. And this Memphis club under Darren Schoenreich, they play well in this tournament. They've made a couple semifinal runs over the years, and they've knocked out East Carolina before in this series or in this tournament. So I'm anticipating a team that they can get on base, which has been a struggle this year. They'll try and do a lot more damage on you, and they've moved a guy who's going to be their starting pitcher tomorrow, Carson Stinnett. He's been pretty good over the last couple of weeks, so they're going to have a little bit of their hands full here against the starter.
And, anytime you play in a tournament like this, the key is to stay in the winner's bracket, because if you get in that loser's bracket, and the hard part about this tournament, too, is that you've got a bigger fish down the road. You got a bigger fish to fry. You got the NCAA regionals coming up. So, how much do you invest into this championship chase? And if you can stay in the winner's bracket, you can balance it, can't you?
I think it's twofold here, because the Pirates know what is potentially down the road in terms of hosting next weekend and maybe the following weekend. But I think a deep run here in Clearwater is going to cement that. And so they know that that's on the table here. But you're right. Everyone is tired right now after this season. They are worn down after everything that's had to go on this year. And this week is a grueling week. If nobody's made it to the title game without winning day one. And so tomorrow is vital if they want to have a deep push into this tournament. I think, getting, the pitching rotation ready for the regional is key here to start. That's why we're not seeing Gavin to open up this week. We're going to see him in game 2 whenever that is. But I think they also know how important a championship here would mean for first weekend in June and maybe second weekend in June.
Do you think if the American coaches could vote over again, they would not go with the 4-game series on the weekends?
Well, I don't want to speak for them, but I certainly would.
I will.
I would vote against that. I think as the season was winding down, we got into May. I think everyone kind of realized just what a mistake this turned out to be. It's not just 4 games in 3 days is draining, especially for your pitching staff, but also not having the midweek opportunities to bolster resumes and to prove nationally, we can play ACC, SEC schools, that sort of thing. That was really lacking. The conference has suffered because of that. They're down to 6 in the RPI now, conference-wise, around the country. And it's now a case where, if ECU wins this tournament, it might be a one-bid league. And so that's not where the Americans should be, and this conference season didn't help that at all.
All right, before we let you go, what's your favorite all-time call that you've had?
Boy, oh boy, the 2019 regional was a blast because of how they went through that, losing the first game and then just mowing down the rest of those 2 days. And it was just kind of so bleary-eyed with how they had to play so many games in such a short amount of time. That was a whirlwind there. The walk-off win over Virginia in 2016, the regional, that's an all-timer for me as well. When they won this championship in 2018 and everything that went on that week with all the games moving around due to weather. And then just little moments like the perfect game from Jay Kuchmaner. I don't know, not a ton of broadcasters get to call a perfect game. And so just a cold Sunday afternoon in Maryland, and it turned out to be one of the most special days that I've ever had doing this.
The funny part you say about the Kuchmaner perfect game is my wife was sick that day, and I went up to one of the restaurants in Greenville to listen to it. And the young lady came up and said, "Sir, would you like me to put that on TV for you so you can watch that?" I was like, "No, there's no TV for this game. There's no video for this game. If somebody in the stands hadn't shot Kuchmaner's last pitch, we wouldn't have anything."
Yeah, and that ballpark is a good 100 years old up there. It felt like you're playing a Sunday afternoon. It was 40 degrees in College Park. There were about 200 people in the stands, and the only way people were getting it outside of there is if you were listening to it. It felt really old school, and the fact that a perfect game developed out of that I'm going to hold with me for forever.
All right, Corey, I got to get you an adult beverage for doing this today for us. So we'll have to, what's that place that Malcolm likes, the Brown Boxer?
Well, Brown Boxer, I mean, Malcolm likes a lot of places.
Right. He likes them all. As long as it says Clearwater, Florida, Malcolm likes it.
As long as there's a 4-letter word that begins with B, he's there.
It's right there. It rhymes with deer, I guess. All right, Corey, thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, that's Corey Glover joining us here on the Brian Bailey Show. We'll take a commercial break right now, and we promise to get those adult beverages to these guys for standing up. I'm telling you what now, it's getting hot here in Clearwater. Back with more on the Brian Bailey Show, live on this Monday after this.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
First came the PCC location, then came the ECU location on Jarvis Street. Now introducing the newest store at 10th Street at the Food Line near Walmart. It's Angus Grill 3. 3 restaurants featuring all of your favorite burgers and more. They've got your classic Angus, steak burger, brisket burger, black and blue burger, sweet sriracha burger, jalapeno popper burger. You get the idea. Now with 3 options for the best burger in town. Angus Grill at PCC, Angus Grill at ECU, and now Angus Grill at 10th Street in the Food Line Shopping Center. It's Greenville's best burger, times 3.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you want is your air conditioning to not keep the house cool. Face it, the only thing worse than an irritable mother-in-law is a sweaty mother-in-law. So call Delcor to get ready for summer. For a limited time, put no money down and get 12 months same as cash when replacing an HVAC system. Keep your mother-in-law cool. Everybody will thank you. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is James Greenleaf, the General Manager of Delcor Heating, Coolant, and Plumbing. If you've been holding off on replacing your AC unit, I urge you to make that decision now. The factories have warned all their dealers that HVAC equipment delays will get worse as demand exceeds production capabilities this summer. Don't wait until the peak of the summer heat to get your equipment replaced. Let's get your home ready now. We have great financing options available, including same as cash, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Call Delcor at 321-8868 or visit us at delcorinc.com. Delcor, the service professionals.
Fans, be sure to purchase your game day tickets in advance online at woodducksbaseball.com or by calling the team office at Granger Stadium. Ticket prices for Sunday through Thursday are just $7, and Friday and Saturday tickets are $12. To book your group tickets or purchase season tickets, call our front office at 252-686-5154. Book soon for the 2021 season. Opening day is right around the corner on May 11th. Go Woodies!
This is Brian Bailey, host of The Brian Bailey Show, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back live to Clearwater, Florida. Baycare Ballpark is our site. It used to be Spectrum Field here in Clearwater. The sweat is running in my eyes now, so I'm kind of bleary-eyed. And I've got another bleary-eyed guy beside me, Malcolm Gray, who's he's bleary-eyed for a whole different reason. But Malcolm, you took it easy last night, right? You're in town.
Yes, I did. Got to get ready for tomorrow's game. So I just took it easy, had a beverage or two, had a really good dinner at the Boxer, and got to hang out with Meador and Corey. And this is the first time I've been on a trip all year, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to soak it all in this year.
Sounds good. Brian Meador and Coach Joe Gary Overton are going to join us in the last quarter of our show coming up. Malcolm Gray, who is the Director of Media Relations at East Carolina, he's in charge of baseball, does a great job at that. And we were talking about it a little earlier, the whole situation down here because of COVID is different, because I think the conference is really, maybe not so much the conference, but the Clearwater Threshers brass, they're really concerned about trying to get this team in and that team in. And one of the guys we talked to earlier today, because I think they sent you guys on the same wild goose hunt trying to find parking here. And every other year I've gotten here, you come, you drive up, you park, you come in, no problem. The gate's unlocked. They were locked shut today, and you had to go different places. But I think the issue is, they're trying to get all these teams in, and he told us, he said, next week we're taking all our masks off and we're not going to worry about anything, but this week with the teams in, we got to keep COVID protocols going. So it's kind of different.
It's really different. I mean, just look at what ECU's had to navigate through the year, and I can imagine they're going through the same thing because they've got baseball coming up here pretty soon as well. And it's something we just got to live with right now, and it's different. It takes its toll on everybody. I think that's one of the things with this baseball team is taking a toll on, because not just playing baseball in school, you got to worry about COVID. I mean, you have to make sure you're staying within your certain group. You can't go and hang out with friends like you normally do on campus and stuff like that as a student athlete. So I can see it. We came in and parked where we normally would. They told us, nope, you got to go back down to the main street, take a left, then take another left, park right there on the south side. So that's what we did, just doing what we got to do to be able to get in here to the ballpark, to be able to hang out with you, and for you to be able to hang out with the team.
Brian Meador and I went 3 times to that same spot, because every time we went, there was nobody there. So we came back and said, hey, there's nobody there. And they said, well, they'll be there next time. And then it took 3 times. But that's why we left so early. That's my theory on life. If you leave early, you're always on time, and even things like that happen. But it's a little different. I don't know what kind of crowd we're going to have this week. What do you think?
It's going to be interesting. I mean, in years past, this is a 12,000 seat ballpark, and you typically figure throughout the whole day they have maybe 3,000-4,000 people. You don't really see it on TV because all the stands are outside and it's so hot. Everybody's underneath the concourse. I think you'll have a good contingency. I think people want to see baseball, and they want to see really good baseball, and that's what this league is about. Even if you look at the standings from top to bottom, you still have a really good league, a lot of really good players, and it's the 5th best RPI league in the country. And you've got teams that are playing for something. I mean, obviously East Carolina is playing for a national seed. They want to win a conference championship. But if you look at it right now, if ECU wins the conference tournament, this is probably one big league. So there's a lot to play for. So I think you're going to see a lot of good baseball, and I think that's going to bring some fans around.
As we sit here right now, does East Carolina host a regional next week?
Yes, they do. I think they host a regional right now. The following weekend for Super Regional, it's going to be tough. They got to get into that top 8. One thing about it is one of the top 8 teams is Fairfield, and Fairfield is not going to be hosting. So now all of a sudden you're going to bring the number 9 team into probably those top 8. Now, just because you're a top 8 seed, RPI doesn't mean that you're going to be guaranteed to host Super Regional. We saw that in 2019 19. So I think they got a really good shot. We have to win the tournament, and I think we have to have some help with some teams probably in the SEC, maybe going out a lot earlier than what they thought, and maybe we can jump in there.
The way the RPI works, can East Carolina improve its RPI in this tournament?
I think they can. Yeah, they can. I think they can do it, by running the table. I mean, I think they run the table. They can, go 4-0, win the conference championship. Then all of a sudden, you're doing something that not a lot of other teams have done across the country in college baseball. Is you got a regular season title and you got a postseason title, and I think you can't help you.
I know in 19, Cliff was really disappointed that the Pirates weren't a national seed. It was close. That's when East Carolina ended up going to Louisville.
Yeah, you're right. And Cliff, pretty much told Corey earlier this week, or last week, excuse me. He goes, after we won the conference regular season in Wichita State, we kind of took the pedal off the gas, the foot off the gas, right, and everything. And then you come here and you go 1-2 in a tournament, and that right there kind of cost you, being a potential top 8 national seed, because our RPI was at 5 at that time. But what they do is, and Coach O can tell you more than anybody, is they look at the whole body work, but they also look how you're playing down the stretch. If you're not playing well down the stretch, you can play yourself out of it. Look at the Pitt right now.
Yeah, Pittsburgh played themselves way out of it, the way they played from the Atlantic Coast Conference. East Carolina against the Memphis Tigers coming up tomorrow around 12:30 in the afternoon. What do you remember about that Memphis series early in the season?
I kind of like what Corey said. East Carolina got a sweep, and it was fortunate, but they're a really good club. They got probably one of the best players in the country. He's a Buster Posey semifinalist. Hunter Goodman, I think he hit 21 home runs this year, led the conference in home runs. That's probably the only stat category that Connor Norby didn't lead offensively in the conference this year. Drives in a lot of runs. He can throw out guys from behind the plate. Pitching is good. They're hitting, I think they've got, of their starters, I think 4 or 5 guys that are hitting about 235, 240. You talk to Coach Godwin and the coaching staff that batting average doesn't mean anything. It's the contacts, the quads, and stuff like that. So they do struggle a little bit there, but I think, we got to be ready to play. I mean, this is a do or die for us because, no team's ever won the conference championship losing the first day. So you win that first day tomorrow, then all of a sudden you get Wednesday off. You get a chance to regroup. Yeah. And you play at 3 o'clock on Thursday, and most likely Gavin's going to be throwing. And Gavin right now is having an unbelievable year. He's won every start in conference. He's won his last 9 starts, so going 9-0. So it's going to be tough, but you just get out here and you just play and see what happens.
And if you can win Thursday, you're off Friday again. So then you start Saturday, and Saturday you start the day with a loss to give in that double elimination format.
Yes, you have to be basically the undefeated team has to be beaten twice, and then you win one, you advance to Sunday's championship game.
Malcolm Gray joining us. Before the baseball begins tomorrow, 9 a.m., all 8 teams playing on the first day. And that's a little different, too, because in past years, they've kind of staggered that out a little bit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think it was starting the 19 season is when they kind of did this because we had the, and I'll call it what it is, the debacle. That was the rain year.
Oh, that was awful.
And we're playing on some of the smaller fields, and they realized that wasn't healthy, and no teams got any days off. And, you at least need one day off. You can't play 5-6 straight days without having a day off, and that's that's what happened. And fortunately, that year the Pirates won the conference championship. Jake Agnos threw a great game and beat UConn. But in 19, they moved to it where all 4 teams play, and then if you win, you have a day off, and then you kind of go from there. So that's now why we have the format we have now.
What's your best, maybe not best call, but what's your best memory for East Carolina baseball? All these years you've been doing, what's the thing that really stands out? Because some of the things Corey said, for all of us, really stand out. I wasn't at Cooch Maynard's perfect game, but that would have been a really cool deal. But there have been some great, the Charlottesville deal, I was right there. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. I mean, going back to when I was, saw Ricky Brooks throw a no-hitter, and, it's Clark LeClaire, that was great. The 09, Devin Harris hitting the home run, and then coming back to against South Carolina in the Greenville Regional and getting a single score, and Kyle Roller from second base, the biggest guy in the world, runs through a stop sign from Billy Godwin. Then you have the 16 winning here in 15, Cliff's first year to be able to go to the Miami Regional. Then you have the 16 Virginia, which was unbelievable. Our guys weren't scared that year because we opened up at the season earlier at their place, took 2 of 3. 17 obviously wasn't a great year. 18 winning the conference championship here. 19, Cooch Maynard. That regional was ridiculous as well. Losing that first game and then having to come back through the losers bracket. And then the way you did it, beating NC State, scoring 10 runs a game for those next 5 games. There's been a lot, but for me, I would say I agree with Corey, calling that perfect game. We were just talking about it when it got to the, ninth inning. After the first out, I started backing up in my chair. Corey pushed me up, and he's like, no, you stay here. You're going to be on this call. Second out, he did the same thing. I was like, nope, I'm gone. And I just backed up, and I looked at him, I said, this is all you. You got this. This is your call, your moment. And it was special. And I still have the scorecard. I have it framed from that I do, and I even got one. I duplicated another one, gave it to Cooch Mayer's family, so he has one for himself. So that, to me, you can see another no-hitter, perfect game. You're not going to see a lot of those. That was fun.
Right about that, and that was no TV for it. We got lucky to get one little piece of video out of that deal. Brian Meador is the best water boy in the history of water. It reminds me of that movie, The Water Boy. But he's doing a great job with that. But he's bringing the water in. Malcolm Gray, Director of Media Relations with East Carolina. Malcolm, enjoy the tournament. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Brian, thanks for having me. I'm glad you're here again, buddy.
And we're going to get you. We're going to get you a beer later, or an adult beverage later on tonight for sure. Yeah, or a Diet Pepsi or something for sure. All right, let's take another commercial break. Back live from Baycare Ballpark, the home of the Clearwater Threshers and the home of the American Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament. I have Coach Joe and Brian Meador join us coming up. This is the Brian Bailey Show, live from Clearwater after this.
Get more during the Memorial Day sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture. More savings, up to 15% off in every department. More selection, all the latest styles and trends for your living room, dining room, and bedroom, all at savings up to 15% off or 48 months special financing. Experience better sleep on a new Restonic mattress with queen mattresses starting at $5.99 or get two-sided starting at $7.99. Get more during the Memorial Day sale going on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress. Locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys can help people with any aches or pains.
Yep, we sure can. As it's getting warmer, we know more people are outside, wanting to be more active, and we know spring sports are in play as well. And so if you've got a knee or ankle injury, whether it's just a strain or a sprain, we've got specialists there to treat the weekend warrior and the athlete. For more information, visit us online at kptonline.com or call us at 364-2806.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, back live in Clearwater, Florida for the 2021 American Baseball Tournament. East Carolina in the second game coming up tomorrow. Brian Meador and Coach Gary Overton join us right now. Let's put the Hall of Famer on first, Meador. We'll close it out with you. But, Coach, we talked a couple of weeks ago about the NCAA seeding process and the possibility of not really naming national seeds, and it keeps going back and forth because, you read so much into it, you're not sure exactly how they're going to seed this thing, are you?
And not at all, Brian. We certainly not in the least could anything happen because the NCAA has made some changes already. They delayed announcing the 20 possible host sites, and then at the same time, a few other things have been changed as well. So, are there going to be seeds? Will there? To what degree will there be? I'm sure the pairings are going to be based on where they seed teams, but we're not sure as to whether they're going to be seeded or not. What we do know, as always, is the 1 seeds will be 1s, the 2 seeds will be 2, 3, and 4, so on.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4 as far as the regional goes. Should East Carolina host? Do you think that East Carolina right now is in the hosting role?
I don't think there's any question, and I think they're strongly in the hosting role for a regional. There's no question about that. There is some indecision as to who those last couple of teams might be, but ECU not one of those.
East Carolina set to host that regional coming up next week, and as you said, 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be seeded. There's some possibilities of some good teams because they usually kind of regionalize some of this stuff. And Old Dominion's right there. Old Dominion beat East Carolina this year. That'd be a tough 2, wouldn't it?
Oh, there are 2 clubs in the top 20 that are. It's going to be really hard to seed them as a 2 seed, so to speak. One of those is Old Dominion. You're so right. RPI very high, but also how well they've done in Conference USA and what they've done, their body of work throughout the course of the year. And another is Oklahoma State. That's a team that's done well in the Big 12, and were not selected as one of the 20, and yet they're up there as well. So those 2 teams, do you have them as a 1 or as a 2? So there are a lot of questions to be answered.
When you look at what Cliff Godwin has done with this Pirate baseball team and just how he just the whole academic side and what he's done there, and then the wins on the ball field. I mean, what he's done is incredible, but how hard was it for him after the Pirates clinched those last 2 games in South Florida, psychologically for his team? How hard was it to get those guys up?
Well, that's something that every team is different. And players can only answer that and what they do on the field. But especially the way, to answer your question, especially the way that the clinching occurred, and that being a little earlier in the weekend than people thought. So now when players see that and they're exuberant, and what's the old saying, the best time to catch your team is after a big win or a big whatever clinching last Thursday night. Yeah, I mean, certainly he saw a letdown coming, but to what degree, no one knows.
I was interested when I asked him that earlier in the show, and he said, I learned from my mistakes, and the next time we do something like that, I'm playing some of those guys that hadn't played a whole lot because they're going to go in and want it more. But, I just think psychologically it was a very difficult pair of games.
No question about that. And in addition to that, except for the meaningfulness of the games being for seeding purposes or for, you asked me about hosting earlier, or even playing for a super regional possible host, except for that, the games, I won't say were meaningless, but didn't mean anything in the standings for this conference tournament or for reasons that maybe the players thought otherwise.
Before we let you go, Coach, what are you looking for out of this team this tournament?
I think you're going to see a team rebound and play exceptionally well. After the last 2 games being down somewhat in their or by their standards, I think we're going to see the ECU team that we had seen for the last, say, 6 to 8 weeks, or actually all season, and really play well.
All right, Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's Gary Overton, Hall of Famer in East Carolina. Coach O joining us on our show. He's the smart one. Now I got Brian Meador over here on the other side, and we're going to go the different route. But this is your first Clearwater experience, isn't it?
It is, and I just got back from a week in Vegas, so I promise you I'm even dumber than I was before I left. There's no question about that. And it's sprint in Vegas, and now I've got to cool it down a little bit because the pace here is very laid back.
Yeah. It's very laid back. A lot of old folks live down here, and I fit right in.
Yeah, and then we get to the park today, and General Tight Pants comes over and stops you. I've never seen anybody talk to an almost 60-year-old man like he was a 6-year-old. But you did well. You did well. You did really well. And we got our way in here, and it was I'll tell you what, I was really excited to see what the guys looked like, and they were spirited. It was a good practice. I think Cliff felt like it was too.
And that's the important thing. We want to see the Pirate team we've seen all year, and I think we will as well. Pirate Awards come out later on, and it won't be announced officially until 3 o'clock, but East Carolina is up for most of those awards, and you've seen this team all year long. When there's some outstanding performances this year, and they're going to be rewarded at 3 o'clock.
No doubt about that. And I talked to Cliff a little bit about that without, tipping anybody's hand. I'm really excited to see the list when it does come out, and it's well deserved. And as Cliff will tell you, those are team awards, and anyone that they win, especially if Cliff wins, it's a team award, and it shows you how hard these guys have worked, and they're getting rewarded for it. And there's nothing wrong with the little individual carrot that you get when you're playing a game of baseball, but it is a team game, and it's been really fun. It's been a fun season. I know they've had some games at the back end of these horrible 4-game series that I don't like it at all. I miss the midweek games. I miss playing the Carolinas on a regular basis, or Old Dominion. And speaking of Old Dominion, Coach was talking about those guys. Look at Conference USA. They're going to have like 5 teams in the tournament, and there's a good chance that if EC wins this thing, we're the only team to the American. They're number 5 RPI. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been a great year for East Carolina Pirate baseball, and as you said, things are really tight here because of the COVID. We all heard that Florida was wide open, but here at the ballpark, Baycare Ballpark, things are really, really tight. In fact, USF has just come onto the field, and we were supposed to leave when they got on the field, so we're going to dump out of our show just about, I guess it's about 9 or 10 minutes early. We apologize for that, but we're in an area we're not supposed to be in right now. But before we go, what do you think of this weekend? What are you looking for this Pirate baseball team?
I'm looking for General Tight Pants to give you the eyeball. We don't get out of here. That's what I'm looking for. No, I think East Carolina's going to play well. I hope they have the pitching to last through the entire series, the tournament, and if they do, then Cliff will certainly be in a better mood going home. That's for sure. But it's gonna be some good baseball. This is my first time here, and I'm really excited to see how the players react. You walk out your back of the hotel room. They're not allowed out there yet, but there's this beach, and COVID does not exist there. I think it's a state law. There's no. The place is packed. People up and down the coast, and it's very tempting to want to just go out there and just spend your week in a lounge chair, drinking cocktails. But we got a job to do, and Cliff is. If you want to get focused on doing your job, Cliff Godwin's the guy who's going to make you do it. That's for sure.
As Midor said, General Tight Pants is coming down right now, so we will dig out of here. We certainly appreciate everybody listening today live from Clearwater Beach. It's been a lot of fun. I want to thank all of our guests, Corey Glore and Malcolm Gray, Brian Midor, Coach Gary Overton, and Coach Cliff Godwin for being on with us today. I want to thank our sponsors throughout the year for their sponsorship and their support throughout the season. We couldn't have a Brian Bailey show without those great sponsors, so please support those businesses when you can, and we'll be back in August when we resume with the Brian Bailey Show. From Clearwater, Florida, I'm Brian Bailey. Have yourself a great sports week, and we'll see you back here on the Brian Bailey Show coming up in August.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, brought to you by
Bostic Sugg Furniture, East Coast Grading, Angus Grill, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, and by Tiebreakers.
Join us next time for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, exclusively on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WG.